Hello, clever people, and welcome to my review for The Big Sick. So The Big Sick follows a Pakistani man, a stand-up comedian, who drives an Uber in his off time in order to make money, but wants to be a stand-up comedian, wants to pursue that, and one night while he's doing a gig, he meets a white woman, and being a Pakistan, he is said he is forced into marrying a Pakistani Muslim woman, and when he meets this white girl, suddenly he forms a strong bond with her, and they feel very close with each other, but his family is not so happy with that. Then, the girl goes into a sickness. She goes into a coma, and it's about how he explores how much he loves her while she's in this coma, and how other people around him are being affected due to the effects that she is having on him. I was quite excited for The Big Sick. I thought it had a lot of potential. I thought it looked very, very good. The trailers were excellent. Everything about it, the reviews were terrific. It looked like a very, very good movie, so I was excited to see it. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of romantic comedies. Of all the genres, I feel like those two they mesh well together, but personally for me, I don't really love them all that much. There are definitely some good ones out there, but I wasn't particularly excited for this one. Well, I was excited because of the reviews and the trailers, which were great, but then again, it's not my genre, so I went into it with interesting expectations, part of me saying I'll love it, part of me saying I should have tampered expectations, but I came out absolutely loving The Big Sick. I fell in love with these characters, with the relationship they had with each other, and I honestly think that this is one of 2017's best films. I have not seen a movie in theaters that has been this funny in a long time. Because typically during comedies, I don't laugh. It's just a thing. I'm very easy to laugh in real life, but when it comes to comedies, I don't really laugh all that much. And thankfully, The Big Sick had some extremely funny jokes scattered throughout. There are times in this film where I could go from guffawing and laughing really hard, and then suddenly feeling very heartfelt and serious, and I love the way that they did that. The tone changes in this film actually work really, really well, because it changes very quickly. It'll go from a somber, dark drama to a comedy in a quick moment. And it's not as much that they change the tone, but the tone that they set up makes it so that drama and comedy can come in very, very quickly, and it wouldn't be all that surprising. I love the way that they did that, because this film is very heartfelt, but it's also very funny. I laughed a lot in this movie. There are a lot of very good jokes. None of them are particularly memorable, but that was the point of the movie, because the jokes were not the main focus. They were incorporated so terrifically, and they flowed so well with everything else, that I remember the jokes just as well as I remember each individual scene. It was sort of just a flow and a feeling that I got out of the movie that I remember more than any particular joke. The relationship between these people, mostly due to the chemistry among these actors, which was absolutely insane, honestly, other than the couple in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, I think that this is the best on-screen chemistry of the 21st century. That's not an over-exaggeration. The chemistry between these people is incredible. But because of their chemistry, and also the script and everything, all of the drama, while it is maybe a bit emotionally manipulative, it really doesn't feel that way. The emotion feels very real, and it feels very palpable, and as if it really does exist. And because of that, it wasn't as much manipulative as it felt real, because this movie does have a lot of moments that could be taken very cheesily, and it doesn't go that way. The main reason that romantic comedies are really not my genre is because how they will go cheesy and just over unrealistic all the time. And thankfully, this movie doesn't do that. It's always realistic. You always feel that there's a lot of levity with what's going on. And actually, I think that that stems from it being a true story, but true stories have also been very unrealistic in the past. That also comes from the amazing dialogue. The dialogue in this film is impeccable. It's terrifically written, and it flows so seamlessly. So does the acting. Oftentimes, you think that good acting is when you notice that the actor is giving it all out, but that's not what actors want you to think. Actors want you to just witness what they're doing and just sort of accept the fact that it's real and that it's not actors acting, and that's absolutely what happened here. A lot of these people are unknowns. I only knew Holly Hunter, and that's pretty much it for the rest of the cast, but all of them were absolutely amazing. There was not a single dull performance in this entire movie, which is insane and extremely hard to pull off. Because even people with 1 line or people with 100 lines were all equally as good. Now, it's hard to come up with issues with The Big Sick. It's just, there's not really anything you can pinpoint and say that part is really, really bad, because for what it is, it's absolutely amazing. However, that is what probably my biggest issue is, for what it is. This is a romantic comedy that does not push the boundaries of romantic comedies. It stays very safe. It doesn't go anywhere that the genre hasn't gone before. Now, it does do everything the genre has done before way better than practically any other movie has. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. But in the end of the day, it really was just another romantic comedy. It's memorable because of how well executed it is, but without the execution, there's not a lot of creativity to this story. There's a lot of interesting drama and dynamics that go on among these people, but honestly, I don't think that if it wasn't for the execution, I think this easily could become a completely forgettable and unneeded movie. And even the poster, you look at it, or the trailers, you look at them and you think, oh, that looks really good. I'm not sure if it would be memorable though, and that's because there's a reason for that. It doesn't go in any new direction, it doesn't do anything that's really big or new, it's really just safe, and that's probably the biggest issue with The Big Sick. The rest of it is amazing. It's funny, it's romantic, it's really realistic, which is completely rare for this genre, and it's very memorable, and it's extremely funny. I'm sure I already said that, but I can't nail in the point enough that this movie is really funny. However, I don't think that it is even the best film in theaters right now, but I can't deny the fact that I love this movie. Baby Driver is in theaters right now, it's better. It Comes at Night is still in a couple theaters in a few places, and that is better. However, I think that The Big Sick is definitely a movie I can recommend to anyone. Anyone will enjoy this movie for its themes and just how enjoyable and entertaining it is. I will give The Big Sick an 8 out of 10. Alright, that concludes my review for The Big Sick. What are your thoughts on this film, or are you planning on seeing it? Comment in the comment section below and let me know. I'm Robert Burke, and this has been The Clever Critics. Goodbye.